Good morning, everybody. I'm like too tall today. I hope you're doing great. I am here ready for our lesson together with you and your family, and I hope you are excited because it's going to be a good one today. Go get yourself something to drink, get yourself some snack. Maybe you have goldfish, maybe you have something different. Go grab it, grab your parents or your family, and bring them all back together, and we will get started. All right, here's your pause to go get everything. Welcome back. So I hope you have your snack and your drink and your family, and now while you eat and share snack together, you guys have a little bit of time to just talk. And so today I thought your theme of talking might be animals, since we're doing the 23rd Psalm. Hello, little sheepy. Hello, kids. It's good to see you. Maybe a sheep is your favorite animal because they're so woolly and soft. Maybe it's a completely different animal that you like the best. And then think about the ones that you don't like at all, that you don't want around you at all, and you run and scream in terror, maybe, or jump on a table if you see one. Or hide behind someone. So have a good time eating your snack and talking to your family about animals and which ones you like and which ones you don't like. And I will see you back here for our story in just a few. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. As you can see, our table is set. We've got mac and cheese. We've got pizza, cheeseburgers, chicken tenders. We got grilled cheese. We got French fries, corn on the cob, potatoes, mandarin oranges, juices. What a great feast this looks like. Oh, and look, a whole plate of candy for dessert. Or a yummy popsicle, if you prefer popsicle. There's also, oh my goodness, look at this, a plate of marshmallows, your favorite. And oh, look at this one. Chocolate brownie with melty ice cream and chocolate sauce on top. That doesn't look good, does it? I wonder what all of this food is doing out here today for our Bible story. Maybe I was just really hungry this morning when I was getting ready to teach. I don't know. But you know what? Before you find out, I want you to talk to your family for a minute and tell them your favorite meal. So whatever, if you could have just one meal and have all of your favorites in it, what would that meal be? Okay, so everybody in your family share, what is your favorite meal? Okay, here's your pause to do that. Welcome back. I hope that you talked to your family about your favorite foods and what your best meal would ever would be. And now I'm going to let you know why I have such a feast here. We're going to go back to Psalm 23, and we're going to hear the parts we've already learned, verses 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, here they are. You can say them with me if you've been working on memorizing them, which I hope you have. Here we go. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. That's all we've learned so far. So today we're going to start on verse 5, and it starts like this. This is what David wrote. You prepare a table before me. I'm going to stop there for a second. There's a little more. But I'm going to stop there a second to talk about if God was setting a table for you for a feast, what would God put on your table? Would it be things like what I have here, chicken nuggets and grilled cheese and pizza and hamburgers and desserts and corn on the cob, all that yumminess? Can you imagine a table, a feast that was set for you by God? Yeah. All of those favorite things that you just talked to your family about that you like to eat, maybe God would put them on that plate because God knows what you love and God knows what you want. And so you might get a table of all the foods you love and not one thing that you would want to say, no thanks, I don't really like that, I don't want any. There wouldn't be any of that. That's how well God knows you. Yeah. So right now we're going to pause one more time and talk to your family about what that kind of feast would be. And then I want you to think of 3 people that you would like to invite to come to your feast that God prepared. It's going to be hard. Pick 3 people, maybe 4, maybe even 5, but not a lot, okay? And then come back. Here's your pause. Welcome back. I hope you have your guest list ready for your feast at your table that God set for you. So let's read what David had to say next. All right, so it started with, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Did you hear that? In the presence of my enemies? Is that who you invited to your table? Was your enemies? Was that on your list? All the people that you don't get along with? The people that you argue with? The people that you fight with? And don't want to be in the same class with? That seems like strange people to invite to your party. Is that who you invited? No? Well, it seems as if David says that's who God invited. Let me read it again. See if you agree with me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. That's exactly what it says. I'm not making it up. Huh. What a strange thing. Why would God take the time to prepare everything we loved, all this delicious feast, and then invite our enemies, the people we don't like, to come and enjoy our feast with us? Huh. Can you think about that for a minute? I'm going to think about it too. It doesn't seem to make sense, does it? There's got to be a reason. God is so much smarter than us. Let's talk to our families about it for a minute. See if we can come up with any idea as to why God would make this feast and then invite our enemies, the people that we don't like to be with. Here's your pause. It's a tough one. Hi guys, welcome back. I hope that was a good talk. It was a tough question. Why would God create all of this, give you this marvelous feast of everything you wanted, and then invite the people that you don't like so much to come and enjoy it with you? So I wish I could hear what you thought of. I hope you type it in the comments or text me or email me, because I love to see those. I love to hear them. And now I'm going to share with you what I think. Doesn't mean that that it's right. It's just what I think. It makes me think of when I was teaching, and if I saw kids, and maybe this has happened to you, it probably has, that you have somebody in your class and you don't get along. I don't know whether they bully you or whether you bully them, or whether you just, for some reason, you just never get along. You argue about everything. You fight over the toys. You fight over who's going to be first in line and who's going to sit next to who at lunch. It just seems like that person is always And then one day, you bring your new cool toy to school. And during recess, you get it out of your backpack and you take it outside to play. And that person who never wants to play with you at recess, all of a sudden they want to play with you. And now you haven't changed. You're still the same person. But they see what you have. And now they're interested. And they're like, hey, I want to play with that toy. If I want to play with that toy, guess what? I have to be nice to that person. Yeah, who they're not usually nice to. So God prepares a table. In this we imagine food. But that table could be anything. Anything, like a toy. And what that does, all of this that he's giving us allows us to now look at those people that maybe we don't like so much because they're mean or because we're mean. And instead of, we can now share. We can be kind. When that child who never wants to play with you asks if he can play with you so that he can play with the toy, that is an opportunity for you to share some love with them. Even though they're not your best friend, you can still show them kindness and build some peace. That's the word I'm looking for. It gives you the opportunity to build some peace between you and your enemies. And the Bible calls them enemies. We just call them people we don't like or people we don't want to spend time with. But as you and that person that you're not getting along with learn to have some peace instead of arguing and fighting all the time, learn to have some peace, then you can grow from there. And that in that way, you're doing what God wants you to do rather than continuing the arguing, continuing the meanness. You're opening your enemies' eyes to God's love and to the kindness that's there for them and all the love and the strength and the power. So the Lord prepares a table for you so when your enemies come, you're able to lift it up in peace. Yeah. So I want you to pause with your family now. I want you to think of a story maybe like that, where you didn't get along with somebody until you had something or you were doing something and it brought attention to you, where they came to you because they wanted to be with you all of a sudden because of what you had. And talk to your family about how you could start to recognize that, see it when it happens, and then open your heart to say, oh, this is happening. God set this table for me. My enemy is here. And what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Am I going to say, no, this is all my food. You can't have any of it. Or am I going to use what God gave me to create peace? All right, talk to your family, tell some stories about things that have happened to you in the past, and talk about how you can start to recognize that table that the Lord is preparing for you. Okay? Woo. Okay, here we are back again. There's a little bit more to verse 5 in Psalm 23. So we have, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And then it also says, you anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Okay, so I want to just touch on those two things really quick. You anoint my head with oil. To me, it feels like David is saying, what's in your head, your brain. And so he's talking about overcoming his enemies. And I just feel like if he's saying, you touching my head, you're giving me not only stuff to deal with, to beat out my enemies, but you're giving me the knowledge and the wisdom and the confidence to do it, to not just always leave them there, but to do it, to go forward and try and make peace with those enemies. All right, so that's what I'm thinking. And you anoint my head with oil. So God is helping us. He's giving us what we need once again. And then my cup overflows. I think you guys know what that means. Anytime you have a cup and you fill it, if you fill it too full, it's going to overflow. And David is saying that God has given him so much that his cup is overflowing. It won't all fit. All those blessings that God has given him, all of the stuff, all of the people in his life, all of the things, all of the love, all of the world. He can see the animals and the plants and the sky and the clouds and the sunshine and the rain. And it's just so much. It's just so much blessing that he said, my cup overflows. There's no more room for any more blessing. But God just keeps on giving it, even if your cup overflows. He doesn't say, oh, that's it for Martha. No more blessings for her. He just keeps blessing me. And so David was saying, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies so that I have the confidence to stand up to them and create some peace. And then you anoint my head with oil, giving me the knowledge that you are here and the confidence to do this. And I'm just so blessed that my cup overflows. So that's this verse 5. All right, and little talk time for you. I'm going to actually snip open one of these juice boxes. Woo! And I'm going to start pouring it and thinking about some of my blessings. All right, so I have the blessing that I work at this church. I love it. I have the blessing of all you kids. I'm healthy. Uh-oh, my cup didn't overflow yet, did it? So I better open the second one. Let's see. I have a wonderful family. I have the food I need. I have a house to live in. I have a car that runs. Doesn't have a good paint job, but it runs. And uh-oh, it did it. It overflowed. And I haven't even named near all the blessings that I can think of. So right now I want you guys to pause, and I want you to just name maybe 3, maybe 1, 2, 3 blessings, because you could go on and on forever. But think of 3 blessings that makes your cup overflow that God gives you. All right, here you go, families. Hey, you guys, before I go on and have our prayer and our worship songs, I just wanted to say something to you about memorizing the 23rd Psalm. We have a church member who would like to donate heifer animals to families, which we've supported at our church this year with the children's ministry, but a little different. This person has said that if a child will memorize the 23rd Psalm and either say it to their parents or call me and tell me or somehow let us know that you've got it memorized, they will donate the money to pay for an animal, but not from our church, not an animal that it says our church paid for, but an animal in your actual name. So it'll say this goat was paid for thanks to whoever memorizes it. So it could be Titus, it could be Isaac, it could be Max, it could be Isabella, it could be Graylin, it could be any of you, it could be any child out there. If you memorize it and you tell your parents and your parents let me know, we will donate an animal from Heifer International to a family in need in your name, which is super cool. So you may as well memorize it, right? It's good for you, and it'll really help a family in need. Hi guys, so it is time for us to have a prayer and then have some worship songs and head out for the day. So let's all bow our heads and let's talk to God for a minute. Dear God, thank you for all these people that are listening with us together and talking about David's song to you, Psalm 23. And help us notice when you have prepared our table for us, what you've given us in all these blessings, and how we can use that with our enemies to create peace. And help us remember that you're leading us and you're guiding us and you are there for us, protecting us, caring for us, loving us, all that wonderful stuff that you do. And we thank you for all of that. And we thank you for all of our blessings that you give us. In Jesus' name, we all pray together. Amen. Okay, so I have 2 songs as usual. One song is the Psalm 23 song. And it is just, if you sing that, it might help you with your memorization of the song. It's kind of quick, so it kind of makes you have to know the words rather than read them off the screen because it goes kind of quick. So I thought that might help some of you get your memorization done. And the second one is Big Big House, which is an old song. I don't know if you've heard it, kids, but in one line of the song it says, in my Father's house, there's a big, big table with lots and lots of food. And I thought that went well with our lesson today, and it's a fun song to dance to, so you can get your PE in again this week by dancing. All right, I love you all. I miss you all. I hope you have fun this week and enjoy all the stuff you do with your family. And love you. Bye-bye.